Welcome back to JRG Guitars and another episode of our SG build from SoloMusicGear. Today is the day where it really does come together. We're going to put the finishing touches on this guitar and plug it in and have some tone samples by the end of this episode. We're going to put all the hardware on, we're going to strip the paint off the fretboard, we're going to treat that fretboard, we're going to install the electronics, and we're going to have this thing sing to us in a way that we have been hoping for during this whole build process. Really appreciate you checking in again for this episode. If you enjoy this type of content, I'd like to ask to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell for notifications, because we will have more content coming to you with different guitar related projects that'll be coming up. But for now, let's get this one together because we're so close to the finish line. I'm excited to see how it turns out. Coming up next. Alright, so rough fitting in my pickups, making sure everybody's going to do everything I want it to do. I can't stress this enough to dry fit the entire guitar before you do anything, because my pickups don't quite fit in the cavity here. So my little flanges are a little wide, and I'll be able to file that off and I think make it fit. Success. A little bit of play back and forth, but that'll be just fine. Now I'm going to get some of my shielding tape in here. As far as the control cavity, so it is all foiled up with my conductive tape, and I've just sort of finger tightened these guys in here, and then from the front we look a bit like this. So we're kind of ready to go, and now it's just a matter of I'm going to put a high and a low E string on so that I get my bridge and everything in there. And then when I put my pickup in, I can make sure I have it seated to where it's really centered in on there and not going to be a problem. So I'm going to set up and we'll get that going. I've got my grounding wire pulled through from the control cavity. I'm just going to strip a little bit back. High and a low E string on, just so I can spot my pickups, and we look to be, pretty good. Like I have a little bit of movement, but it looks like it's going to want to be right there. And then this is the pickguard portion for here. So that pretty much goes like that. So here we are in the neck position. And let's see what we got. 12.5. Bridge, about 12.5. Middle, about 6.3. Is it possible that I actually wired it right on the first time? You gotta give a thumbs up for wiring it right on the first time. Come on, thumbs up, baby. I'm going to use some True Oil and see how this works. I've actually never used this stuff before, but we'll see. So I plan on conditioning the fretboard and the back of the neck with this. So I got a little bit on here. We'll just go down, put it in, let it soak, and then come back and wipe it off in a bit. Pretty nice. Let's get the back of the neck and see what we can do there. Let that sit for a bit and then we'll try to wipe off the excess. Okay, so I have applied 2 coats of the True Oil to this fretboard, and it kind of did come alive. It drank a good amount, but I think we're in pretty good shape now. So here we are, we're strung up with a high and a low E string. The way I want to check this is press down here at what is my 3rd fret, so the string itself is grounded off on the 2nd fret going back this way, and I can see right here the huge gap that it takes to push that string down. So I'm going to file down this nut a bit until that's a more appropriate level. Sandpaper, we'll just try to take a bunch off. Better. I like it there. I'm going to leave it right there. Well, here it is, the finished product. I am extremely happy with this guitar, very pleased with the way it came out. Really, building guitars is a completely new hobby for me. It started in October of 2020 after Ed Van Halen died, who was a big influence of mine. I took an old Ibanez I had that I had purchased back in the mid-80s. It was just a black, Strat style shape body. and I said I'm gonna make a little tribute guitar, and I have a video up on that where I took that guitar, which was a black bass, and I taped it off and painted it white, then taped it again and put the red and made that sort of Frankenstrat tribute. From there I went on and I got a kit build where I did the blue Telecaster, my Blue Dream, which that was a learning experience, and then I've now completed this one and learned a lot from those other two experiences. This thing plays fantastic. The frets feel great. For somebody like myself who's never done guitar work, I really am happy with the way I had the frets turn out. The poly finish on here just looks fantastic. The wood grain, the accents, it's really, really beautiful. And the backside as well, just a beautiful, beautiful guitar. The back of the neck and the fretboard finished in that true oil. This neck feels better than any neck I have, just as good as some of my other guitars that I purchased. It's just really a well-playing guitar. Well, without any further delays, let's give you some of those classic Angus Young AC/DC riffs that I promised to you in the very first episode. Please enjoy. Well, this guitar is not a one-trick pony. It can do more than AC/DC tones. I did switch out the pickups very early on. Upon plugging the guitar in for the first time, I found those stock pickups to be very microphonic, feeding back through the amplifier immediately at very low volume. So I switched out here to some Seymour Duncan Pearly Gates pickups and couldn't be more happy with them. They handle all the spectrums of tones that I would want, from clean to slight breakup to overdriven tones. They're just fantastic. I mean, my heart lies with overdriven rock and roll guitar sounds, so that's the majority of what I play, but these pickups can do it all. So we'll end the video with just some noodling around with some different tones and some different styles of playing. I want to thank you so much for staying through, not only on this video, but all the other videos. If you haven't checked out the previous videos in this series, please go back and take a look. It was a lot of fun, trials and tribulations, and trying to figure out how to build this thing. But I think we got a really nice product in the end. I'm very happy with it. It is my #1 guitar to pick up right now to play when I sit down. I've got other guitars I've had for years and years that are I've always thought were my favorite, but this one right now, maybe it's because it's new, but it's definitely my #1 to pick up and play right now. Plays great, feels good, sounds good. So thank you so much for sticking with me. If you enjoyed this video, if you like this type of content, I urge you to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that bell for notifications, because I'm going to come out with some more videos. Thanks a lot for staying in here with JRG Guitars, and enjoy some more tone samples here at the end of the video. Thank you.